Hello guys, Igor here doing one more class of our SEO course, and today we are gonna explain the concept of keyword clusters, and I'm gonna help you how to create those keywords and which kind of tool you can use to understand more that process. I'm creating this class based on an article of Manic Band, that's an awesome SEO marketer. I would say that I left a link in the descriptions about the tool that I use to create the keyword clusters. Take a look at the tool, see if you like it, and let's go. So with keyword clusters, you can improve the Google friendliness and relevance of your content and elevate your SEO strategy. So the keyword clusters will help you to make Google understand your content. They will be a series of phrases, keywords that will make your content optimized for the new Google algorithm structure. So keyword clusters are a group of keywords that represent searchers with similar purchase intent. Okay, of course, we want to convert, but if you are a non-profit, for instance, similar donators intent. So it will change depending on the intent. So the group of keywords that represent search with similar intent, mainly purchase because you want to convert, you want to sell with your marketing strategy. And why those keyword clusters are important? Because everything changed on the SEO strategy. Why? Because Google changed their algorithm and looks that human, that little girl here with the robots. So let's think about Google as the robot, and now Google is more humane. Why? Because he now has a natural language process. Now Google has NLP and it can make interrelation. It can understand better if you are writing a content that will serve your audience. Remember what I said when we start our SEO course. SEO is not only about technique. SEO is about writing the better content, because the rules that Google adds on the algorithm is to try to identify the best content to put on SERP, to put on the first page, because they want to be the best search engine website. So it's not about just spamming keywords on your article, and not only about AI copywriting. You need to know which kind of content you are writing. That's why I will say to you, take a look at the tool that I use to do keyword clusters, because it has also AI copywriting, and you can create the AI copywriting with the keywords that you have selected. So here is our new word with our new Google algorithm that now has plenty of NLP, and now it's more human. They are Google is worried about how to serve the best content, and now he thinks like a human, and he can identify that kind of content. So for that, for you to identify, for you to write the best content, you need to understand what your searchers want, and your searchers want the keyword clusters. Your searchers want a group of keywords that represent searchers with similar purchase intent, because then you are translating the language of Google's users to your article. You are delivering. SEO is about helping you to deliver what your customers need, what the people need. So of course, if now is not all about try to rank a determined keyword, but write your article around the topic. Remember, I'm always saying that you need to write your article around a topic. That's why we'll have a class for that. You need to create a topic cluster as well. So if now Google is more intelligent, it means that you have more work to create a better article, to create an article that will rank. And that is, the whistles and bells. And that is the thing that makes you as a marketer valuable, because you know what Google needs. And you have work for that. You need to research. You need to have the right tools to do those keyword clusters. So check out the tool that I added in the description. It's a great surprise with an awesome price. So those keyword clusters that you will create, that will represent at the end of the day a page on your website, they are also being created around a topic. I will explain this in a class specifically about top clusters, but by now you need to understand that you will create your content around a topic, around a search intent, a topic that determines a search intent. For instance, people who are searching for the best AI copywriting tool. So you will find keyword clusters that represent that similar purchase intent, and you're going to use all those keywords to rank on Google. And what are the benefits of the keyword clusters? Doing keyword clustering is a lot of work, but as a benefit, you will have strong ranking for long tail keywords, so it will make your website rank faster, improved rankings for short tail keywords, higher organic traffic, so you're gonna get those visits that will drive revenue, faster ranking improvement in the SERPs, more opportunities for internal links, and you will build expertise and content authority in your industry niche. So you will be an authority, you will build your relevance, and you're gonna make your website stronger with more traffic, and with more traffic that are relevant for your purchase intent. It means that you're gonna drive people that actually want to buy your stuff, to get what you are there to sell. Okay, so there is a way to do not do keyword clusters. No, if you want to be serious doing SEO, you need to do the keyword clusters. So this is mandatory. You need to have that skill. So how to do those keyword clusters? There are 3 main steps. The first one is to make your keyword list. And of course, you're gonna do that trying to understand the volume of the keywords, so the number of search. If you are going to rank related to keywords that has no volume, has no search monthly on Google, you are gonna rank on SERPs for what? Okay, so there's no meaning. And also you need to see the difficulty. Why? Because if those keywords list that will make your keyword clusters, if those keywords are so difficult, all of them, and you are, for instance, starting a new website, you don't have the authority, you don't have the backlinks, you're still starting, you can't just aim the big sharks because you're not going to get it, because there's a lot of competition. So you need to have a balance between the keywords that are difficult and the keywords that are not. So you need to have keywords that has volume, but a low volume, a volume that you can easily rank. Of course, driving all your strategy around a topic. Okay? Not aiming to rank one keyword, but all those keywords that are related to your topic. So the group of keywords that will bring the people who are searching about you are writing for. And also, it may be relevant for you to take care of the CPC, because if a keyword, and that's why there's on the SEO tool there are the CPC, because if a keyword has a CPC, then that CPC is higher, or it means something. So if it costs to rank using Google Ads, it means that people use that keyword to run ads because it has a purchase intent. You can drive sales with those magical words. So you need to make that keyword list having in your mind all that balance, and that is the magic. Having the gut to create the balance, to try to understanding the metrics to see which kind of topic you can rank, if they are difficult or not. So keyword clustering starts with keyword research a lot. So researching what are the keywords that has similar searching intent. And you need to think of a main keyword, a primary keyword that your website will rank for. And then you're going to identify the variations. For instance, if your website will rank in the keywords law school, there will be a lot of variation around law school and long tail phrase. You can have constitutional law, you can have civil law, and all those variations, those long tail phrase, those subtopics, all of those matters as keywords that you will be using and dividing by clusters, by groups with the similar search intent. To get started, a way is to create your keyword list, is to just look to your competitors to see what keywords they are currently ranking for. Then you are going to use those keywords to check the subtopics and the questions that people are searching related to that keyword, and then you can divide and create your list. You can do it manually, but it's difficult. The easiest way to understand how that process works is using an SEO tool that will helps you to create those keyword clusters. Many of them will do that automatically with the same search intent. I added in the description the tool that I use more, that is the writerzen, and I added there with the best price. You're not gonna see the best price in their history. So take a look at writerzen because it's the best tool to create your keyword clusters. They will automatically do that, and then it will be better to you to organize and create your subtopics. Of course, that we only want to add keywords and create keyword clusters. So to add keywords to a cluster that will be relevant to your goal, that usually is conversion, is sale. You want sales. So you need to bring people to your website that will like what you have to sell. That's really important. Otherwise, you will be lost and you need to adjust everything to, do the service to another kind of audience. So that's why you need to bring people that are relevant to you and to your product. For that, you need to use this SEO that will translate the search of those people. And once you group those keywords into clusters, you will have a roadmap to create, optimize, and organize your content on your website, because each cluster will be, at the end of the day, a page. We'll study that I will create a video about the topic clusters, and then we will see the concept of pillar page. But by now, you need to understand that at the end of the day, those groups of keywords, they may be a page on your website. And after you you select those keywords and then take in account volume and difficulty and CPC and the search intent, of course, you will segment those keywords into groups. Those groups are the keyword clusters. So for that, you need to check the semantic relevance. What I said, each keyword that will be inside the keyword clusters, the list, at the end of the day is a list, they need to have the same semantic relevance, or in other words, it needs to have the same search intent. Same search intent. That is a word that's really important. Same search intent. So, for instance, example, interviewing scheduling software could be similar than virtual interview software, but they are different. So they will be in different keyword clusters. Interviewing scheduling software and virtual interview software. I don't care if there is interviewing here and interview here, and if there is a software here and a software here. I don't care. I said I don't care, and you don't care. Why? Because the search intent is different. In the first one, people are searching for a software to schedule interviews. And in the second one, people are searching for a software that do a virtual interview. For instance, a Zoom, okay? So Critical, it's another software. So those software that will be able to do those virtual interviews, those one-on-one interviews. And here is to schedule the interview. There are different kind of softwares. Software, usually, of course, you can have a software that is like multitask, but the search intent are different. People are searching here a software to actually do a virtual interview, and here to schedule the virtual interview. So they can't be in the same keyword cluster because the search intent is different. Okay? And remember, search volume and CPC search volume and CPC are important, and you can remember the difficulty of the keyword. If it's too difficult and your website is new, it doesn't have the authority, that's the magic. You need to select what you can rank, and what you can rank that will bring sales, that will bring conversion or donations, okay, or traffic if you are a news website and your revenue is ads. And then that will be another class. You create and optimize your pillar page based on each keyword. So we will have a class for topic clusters and pillar page. Okay. On our next class, we will study those pillar page and those topic clusters, and we will see that to rank on pillar page, that at the end of the day is each topic cluster, each keyword cluster, you need to create pillar page that focus on writing long form content that explores the topic in depth. So you're gonna, really explain the topic, and you will do it respecting the architecture of the page and the post. So you're gonna use those keyword phrases that are part of the cluster, and the headings that will be really organized. And remember, you need a summary, a table of contents as well. And the page experience, we are going to see that's really important, that the users can have access fast the website, read it with no disturbing, a lot of pop-ups. It's just disturbing all the experience. And I also need to change something about that on my website. So that is the thing. Keyword clustering is mandatory, because when you do that on your landing page, you show Google that your website is an authority in your industry and demonstrates strong breadth and depth of content. You are just delivering. At the end of the day, you are creating the keyword clusters to deliver the best content to your users. And so you are doing that. You are bring the humanity of Google. You are creating the best content for humans using the machine. And that is the whole meaning of technology. Thank you so much. Until the next class. Bye bye.